One. Wait. It would go.
And we're live without the intro.
Okay.
What's up, my beautiful people? So excited to do my live. I did live earlier today in my apartment where people have a lot of commentary going on there. But yes, so essentially today we're going to talk about hair loss. We're going to talk about freaking constipation. We're going to talk about bloating in the stomach, gaining weight on keto because of this little beautiful butterfly shaped. So there's a butterfly behind the actual thyroid gland to give you an idea that it's a butterfly shaped gland on the throat right here. And a lot of you guys are having issues with your thyroid and don't even know it. And the reason why you don't know it is because people just talk about eating one meal a day. They talk about intermittent fasting. They talk about carnivore. They talk about keto. They talk about cheese. And everybody else who talks about it makes all of these dietary changes seem so easy. Hi, everyone. It's like eyebrows. Anyway, they make it sound so easy that they don't even mention those things. But we're going to talk about it today, because I've done a lot of research. I've worked with a lot of people, and I want to kind of clear up the madness. I think the number one requested thing or subject that people ask me about is the hair loss issue and the thyroid. So basically, I just want to kind of explain to you, if you want to go to the next slide, the Greek guy.
Mm-hmm. One moment.
Okay, so as we're waiting for him, one thing that, so yes, this is the thyroid gland. Yes, there we go. So there it is. You guys can see the image of the thyroid better. So real quick note, trachea. So you guys, a lot of people don't know where the trachea is when I'm telling people to take trachea in a bovine cow for the high vitamin C, but that's a whole nother subject. But this is the thyroid, right? So we have the parathyroid and we have the thyroid, and then there's the larynx. So it's right here. You can see it sometimes in people who are like anorexic or people don't get enough iodine. Sometimes some vegans, it'll like pulsate out of the throat. But a lot of you guys are like walking around the planet without even realizing that you have underactive thyroid function. And then when you do keto or one meal a day or intermittent fasting or freaking HCG or whatever stupid diet, snake diet, keto omnivore, keto carnivore, all of a sudden the hair starts falling out. And I've seen it on every diet because no one's looking at their existing health, because they go online and everyone's like, before and after I lost 30 pounds. And then you guys, a lot of you guys out there just jump into the hype wagon, don't understand what's going on with your actual metabolism, the hormones, before you try this. And so the biggest issue I see beyond weight gain on doing keto or carnivore or whatever, the next thing to that is the thyroid freaking out. So let's go into it. So we have the hypothalamus pituitary, right? So you have the hypothalamus, which is the master controller. And then below that, you have the pituitary gland, which also has hormones made in the anterior pituitary, the posterior and the anterior, the front side. And so the brain is sending signals of thyroid releasing hormone to the pituitary, which is going to send a signal to the thyroid to make thyroid stimulating hormone, which then helps to make T3 and T4, or T4 into T3. And these are thyroid hormones. Now these hormones have to be released But anything, just like the cholesterol stuff, everything that's released needs a transportation system, a bus, a taxi driver to drive you to a location. So you have these globulins, these sort of like they're taxi cabs, and these proteins, it's a protein, the thyroid hormone will bounce over to the liver and take most of your thyroid hormone. It's useless. It has to be converted in the liver. Your liver has to do something with it. So it has to the signal from here to the thyroid, then has to jump onto the bus or the taxi driver and then driven to the liver to be converted into a thyroid hormone that'll tell your body to either get fat or get lean or drop your hair or keep your hair, right? Because Steph likes to take these complicated concepts that get really, really boring and make it fun and interesting and more memorable. So you need a transportation to make an inactive form, a form of thyroid that the body's like, I can't do anything with this, and activate the mother sucker. So it's converted into the liver, and then it is then jumping back onto a binding protein, and it'll take it to the cell to then go into the cell via a receptor for everything to do its magic, right? To be able to poop, to be able to have to not be like, I'm so cold, my hands are so cold, or have your hair stop shedding and things of this nature. And all of these actions need certain types of equipment. You need vitamins and minerals and rest and inflammation that you have. All y'all doing keto coming from inflammation. Now I run this course, it's a keto course. We've got 40 viewers in the house. Now we've got 38, okay? And 10 likes. Don't forget to like up the stream, guys, so people can find my very humble channel. Obviously, you see how hard I'm working. I've been running my butt off the whole day to get to the afternoon to the studio to do this video, plus tons of research to get this right. Now, the problem is that you do these tests and it comes back that your thyroid stimulating hormone, not the releasing hormone, but the thyroid stimulating hormone from the pituitary gland is in range. And so, doctors will go by that first test. They can't see if the binding globulins are sticking. That's the problem with estrogen dominance. They don't factor in the whole endocrinology of, what makes, the estrogen, or these proteins, when your estrogen is getting too high, can hold on to the thyroid hormone, and it's being just robbed by this protein. It's not going into the cells, and so your blood, your free numbers look good, but then you can't see what's happening inside of the cell, if it's going into the cell, if your receptor is accepting this T3, right? Because T3 is the lesser, it's converted mostly from a larger amount in the 90 percentile into T3, which is in the lower percentile. And so certain things can make that hormone slide right into the cell to be used so you can poop and have luscious skin and not get fat and have energy and not, all of the things, and have your hair stay intact so it's not freaking falling out. But there's a couple things that you need to keep the production of the thyroid hormone being uptaken by the cells to affect your metabolic rate, which then affects and influences your DNA, which shapes the body that you're in. So most women today have estrogen dominance because we're just exposed to way too much estrogen, constipation, xenoestrogen, stress, poor sleep, blood sugar dysregulation, and inflammation. Poor gut wall, weak gut wall. My hands are moving around a lot. What? Stop that, Stephanie. This is good. I can see myself move around like crazy. So as you can see right here, this sort of gives you this idea of what I'm talking about. So the thyroid gland here is going to affect everything. So we've got your adrenal glands, your pancreas, your, what is that? I can't read it. Uterus? Yeah. Okay. So your reproductive hormones, and also your ovaries, and then the testicles. So, okay. This is going to affect all of your hormones as well. So I want to mention a couple of things that you need to consider to have the balance between the hypothalamus, which is the master controller, to the pituitary, which then sends a signal to the thyroid to make TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. So it starts as thyroid releasing TRH up here, then to TSH, then to the liver. The liver really should be in this, but it's not. I picked the wrong darn. The liver's not in there, but the liver, it's converted into the liver, and then it's carried to the blood, through the bloodstream to the cells for you to be able to have the rest of these symptoms be affected properly, your endocrine system. So there's a couple things that you need, right? You really need balance of serotonin production and dopamine, right? You need these neurochemicals. So when the neurochemicals are downregulated and you're inflamed, the thyroid gets messed up. So a lot of you guys who are having like addictions, like it doesn't matter if it's drug addiction, sex addiction, video game addictions, food, whatever, when you have poor impulse control, that means that the serotonin, dopamine neurotransmitters are downregulated, like your serotonin is not where it's supposed to be. And then this really affects the thyroid gland. So there's a couple things that you need to keep everything in check. One is nutrients from food. The next thing is you have to get the sleep. And then you have to be able to have the biliary system, the liver, kidney, the gallbladder, and the gut to be functioning and filtering, and you have to be able to take a poop, or else all of those toxins get reabsorbed back into the bloodstream. So I'm going to simplify this more soon and just talk about regular everyday life and how what I'm explaining right now, these are more complicated concepts of, the thyroid releasing, the TRH, the thyroid releasing hormone, and then the TSH, the thyroid stimulating hormone, and then that hormone from the thyroid has to go on to binding proteins, then goes to the liver, it's converted into T3, then goes to the cell via this protein, this globulin, and then the actual receptor has to let the hormone in to then regulate your metabolic rate, which is how fat you're going to get, or anything else that's happening in the body that's about energy expenditure. And so here's a couple things we need to think about. Okay, so what I didn't know was 20% of your T3 is made in the gut. Like, I didn't know that. And I think with all the thyroid people I've been trying to learn about online, they don't talk about that either. This one guy was talking about it and it made sense to me. So things like stomach acid, the right bacteria in the gut, the small, small intestine, upper large intestine, and those have to be in check. And then the liver has to filtrate like perfectly. And most people have problems with liver lesions, the filtration, fatty liver, issues with oxalate buildup in the kidneys. Most people have plaque in their colon. They've got some type of itis in their digestive tract. They have leaky gut holes. The gut wall is open. And it's like every time I get someone saying, oh my God, like your diet's so restrictive. And I'm just like, I can see on their face distress from a lack of nutrients because they're eating garbage, which affects the thyroid. And then the hair starts falling out. So I'm on my Instagram. So my Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. So I'm talking all the time about signs on the face, right? So I'm 52. The reason why I say my age, you guys, is because I get so many new viewers who think that I'm in my early 30s. And I'm like, no, I'm in my 50s. So my body is like 100% natty in my 50s. Menstrual cycle, 28 day, like, how are you not becoming estrogen dominant, which then creates a problem with the thyroid? Most women are a little bit dominant in estrogen, especially estradiol. And yeah, I know he's only looking at me.
Hello,
Yes.
it's
Hello.
the Greek guy,
It's the Greek guy.
I'll take a drink here.
and I would like to say that actually the hormones, the full hormone cycle is the concentration of one's hormone begins the other organ to secrete the other hormone. And it's a whole cycle. So if you have an organ like the thyroid that is either hyper or hypo working, not working properly,
Yeah.
then the whole balance, hormone balance of the whole system goes whack. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's what I'm explaining right now.
I saw it. I told it with the Greek way.
Oh, he did the Greek way. Thank you. Yes. Your hormone, everything's like, people don't understand, the body's like a symphony. So everything has to balance out perfectly. This is what the Greek guy is trying to tell you. So this graph here are organs that secrete a lot of hormones. So we've got the reproductive hormones, we've got the adrenal glands that release cortisol and norepinephrine and adrenaline, and then we have the thyroid gland that's releasing the T4, free T3 and T4 to be converted within the liver. And so when the thyroid's not doing well, that's why they call it the hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal, and thyroid axis. And they're going to control all the other hormones in your body. And so the things that I want you guys to understand is that to even make the right amount of thyroid stimulating hormone, you need B12, you need magnesium, and you need protein in your diet. And so there's so many little things, like you can't just like, oh, I'm going to cut my stress down and do keto and my thyroid's going to be okay. Or, hey, I'm afraid to do keto because I don't want my thyroid to become underactive or hypothyroid. So I'm going to do low carb, high fat, because if you don't even eat enough protein or get enough B12 into your diet or get enough magnesium and zinc, then you're not going to be having the building materials to even make these hormones. So it's not just about getting your stress down, it's also about the high quality food that you need. Now, the problem is with people who develop autoimmunity is that the body's attacking itself. Attack. So how does these systems, this system that I just explained, how does that turn into autoimmunity, which is hyperthyroid or hypothyroid? So that is something that you guys need to consider, because not getting enough of the, if your TSH is too low, you're hyper, and if it's too high, you're hypo. And so those are more clear indications. But most people who get their thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH, checked, it comes back normal. And then people skip out the door going, oh, my thyroid's fine. Even though I'm getting fat, my hair's falling out, and I'm cold all the time and have dry skin, I'm fine. And I'm constipated. So you have to look at that and look at that concept that you might be having to do a full thyroid panel. Now I'm going to connect this to keto in a second. So the other thing is that you need vitamin D, you need vitamin C, you need, vitamin D, vitamin C, you need iodine. So you need iodine, you need L-tyrosine, selenium. So the whole selenium iodine thing is very, very, very important. If you already are clinically diagnosed with hyper or hypothyroidism, it's really dangerous to take just iodine. You have to make sure that you get enough selenium with that iodine. So doctors will throw at you iodine and you can exacerbate your symptoms and make your autoimmunity of the thyroid worse. So if you're in that pre-stages where the numbers are a bit off and you're feeling a little tired and you're gaining a little bit of weight, then it's not as dangerous to take supplemental iodine. But I really try to get people to get their iodine from the sea, from seafood, sea fish, seaweed, but make sure that you get friggin' selenium. So like oysters are a great source of selenium. Liver has a great source of selenium. Certain meats, chicken is a great source of selenium. Yes? He keeps looking at me, so I know that something's up. Yes.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
When Jenny,
Look into the camera.
that's my camera. So fun fact
Okay.
is that, when we were having the Chernobyl accident. Remember the
Yeah.
Chernobyl, the radiation.
Yeah, they gave them iodine.
The radiation is hitting thyroid, like straight there, like a bullet. And all in the Eastern Bloc. Back then, everybody was taking pills of iodine to preserve the thyroid.
The thyroid.
Unfortunately, my mother-in-law didn't. So
what happened to her?
So what happened to her?
She has no thyroid.
A goiter?
Yeah.
Oh, they took out her thyroid.
Also,
Is she from the Ukraine?
No.
So they were affected by the Chernobyl?
It was the worst. Now after Fukushima. But Chernobyl was the worst radioactive.
Right, but it affected Poland, isn't it?
Everybody. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Even Portugal and France.
Right, but I meant
I know it affected Sweden. That's where they detected it. Was in Sweden. That's when the Swedish, the scientists. But what I'm saying is, did the thyroid symptoms, thyroid issues go up in Poland after Chernobyl?
Yeah.
Exactly.
His wife is Polish, so he gets some Polish in him too. But he's mainly a Greek guy.
Anyway.
Yes.
And well, that was a fun fact about Chernobyl.
Yeah.
And the iodine.
Yeah. Okay. So funny. He has his own camera set up. I was like, okay, we're getting technical here with my Greek guy. Okay. So let's talk about the things, and I'm going to get more into hair falling out in general. Do we have our next slide too, by the way? Is that all three of them? No, that's all three of them. So we keep it here for a minute. Okay, so you guys, men, TRT. Yes, testosterone replacement therapy. That affects this. Yes. Also, birth control pills, right? Because if you're taking TRT, that's why people take estrogen blockers for men, because the estrogen skyrockets. And that's a problem. And the problem with taking testosterone, men, is that it messes up with your gut. It opens up the gut walls, and the poor microbes, the bad microbes, tend to grow out of control with synthetic sex hormones. That's the same thing with women and birth control pills, and women wanting to take progesterone cream and for their hot flashes, and the HRTs, and so many women who are getting in my age are like, I can't build muscle, I don't have a sex drive. And I'm just like, don't run towards all the exogenous pills to try to help your body. Please look on fixing this, and this first. Now, the reason why that HRTs are so bad is because it makes us estrogen dominant. They're putting estrogen into the system. It's docking onto the estrogen receptor site, and boom, your estrogen's up too high, and your adrenal glands, which sit within the body under the rib cage, they will still produce sex hormones without having your ovaries function. So you have to protect this. So protecting this protects this, and then the hair doesn't fall out. So the problem with estrogen dominance is that it's really nasty. What estrogen dominance does besides wreck your liver, wreck your freaking gallbladder for people who are trying to do a ketogenic diet or carnivore or whatever, it wrecks it, is that it also gets stuck on these binding taxicab globulin proteins. And so then that binding protein is holding up all of that friggin' T3, and now it's being robbed. So you can't get the T3 into the cell because estrogen, and how many people are estrogen? You're drinking from plastic bottles. You're taking soy. Your blood sugar is freaking all over the place because you were sitting there not eating and then slamming food, eating too fast, eating carbs, eating processed foods and sugars and sweet fruits and skipping meals. And you're going from click to click to click. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, I don't see any of your guys' comments right now because all over the entire screen is all of this stuff. So for now, and then we're going to take it away and I'm going to hit your guys' questions. So estrogen dominance plays a big role in your hair falling out. Estrogen dominance has a playing role in you getting fat. Estrogen has a role in making sure that freaking that T3 that's so precious is not getting into the cell. Your gut has to work properly because 20% of that T3 is going to be converted here. So if your stomach acids are too low and your bacteria is off and your gut wall is weak, guess what? You're not making enough T3 to even get onto binding globulin protein to get into the cell to then have all of these experiences. And I'm going to connect this to keto in a second. So then we have cortisol. So cortisol also is a problem because cortisol also blunts the receptors to allow T3 in. So receptors are like catcher's mitts. They're allowing the hormone to get into the cell to affect your DNA or your metabolic rate. So you can have everything happen, poop and run and be happy and, have a sex drive and build muscle and have energy and keto adapt and all of these things. So if your cortisol is high because you're staying up too late, because you drink coffee, because, the coffee's down-regulating L-tyrosine, you need L-tyrosine for the neurotransmitters, for dopamine and for serotonin. Yes?
Cortisol is named the stress hormone. So if you have a lot of stress, whatever stress in your life, and your...
Yes.
Yes. Well, we need cortisol, right? So cortisol will create, your body heals under inflammation. So we need to have a stress response. And we need cortisol to wake up. The problem is when we have too much of it, constantly being secreted because we don't eat every couple of hours. We're trying to do one meal a day. We're trying to intermittent fast. And you guys already have problems with your estrogen, with your organs on the right side, with your digestion. And then you do these diets and they don't work. And you lose weight, but then you lose muscle. Now people are starting to finally comment and say, yeah, I lost 20 pounds, but most of it was muscle and water. And they're not really getting rid of the fat to get lean because my butt is 52. And I've done this for 12 years without any refeeding. And I say this all the time for the newbies. So for the people who follow me and know this, chill out. Yeah, so everything you have to really protect. You've got to know exactly when to stimulate the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. And the thing is like all of these nutrients that I'm talking about help the balance of cortisol release a lot more. So the timing of your food, the timing of the day, the types of foods, and then the types of nutrients that you get in, keep all of that whole symphony that sounds very complicated in balance. So you have to have a gallbladder that works because you're going to need vitamin D. You're going to need vitamin A. You're going to need certain nutrients to even make these friggin' hormones. You need vitamin A, and I think you need vitamin D and vitamin A just to get the friggin' hormones into the cells, to the receptors, right? And then you're going to need zinc and B12, and you need vitamin C to produce these friggin' hormones. To produce the hormones, so you need certain vitamins to produce the hormones, and you need, and in the hypothalamus pituitary, then you need certain hormones that can help nutrients convert, and then you need certain nutrients to get into the cell. So I have written down here a list because it's too many and too hard to remember it all. I remember the vitamins, but I have a list of all of them to explain all of them. So I'm going to go into this list right here, right? Because we couldn't fit it on the screen. It's too much information. So, like I said, you need magnesium, right? So this, you can take away all of that. Yeah, so magnesium is really awesome because magnesium is, okay, so here it is. And I wrote all these notes out myself from hand. There's no copy, paste, nothing. All right, so you need magnesium for the conversion of T4 to T3, right? So you can't get this, and people who are doing keto, you lose a lot of magnesium. So it's good, I can see the comments now. Oh, somebody who gave me Greg, you're so sweet. Thank you, Greg, for donating to the super chat. I just saw that now. Sorry, you guys, the comments have been blocked the whole time. Thank you, Greg. He seems like a cool guy. I wish you could hear him better without the echo.
Yes, because when
There's 2 microphones. I got it. Okay, now we got a Swedish person that says lägg 2 nävar på varandra, Stephanie. 10 turn passad. Lägg 2 nävar på varandra for another, Stephanie. I don't get that. Sorry. Du måste förklara för mig lite enklare, snälla, which is the timing of the food and nutrients. Okay, so I'll get to that. So here we go. We got magnesium. Now we need selenium, right? So selenium is a part of the enzyme. It's a component of the enzyme that converts T4 to T3 in the body. Without T3, you cannot produce the right amounts I wrote this myself. Okay, so without these enzymes, then you can't produce enough T4 to T3 conversion. Let me see, you need zinc. Zinc is for, especially for people who have already developed hypo and hyperthyroid. So zinc will help the production of T4 to T3. But it also is very, very important once you've been diagnosed with hyper or hypothyroid. So let me see, zinc plays a role in functioning in the immune system. Okay, low zinc levels can be found in people who don't eat enough animal foods, especially the organ meats. Yes, zinc is needed to convert T4 into T3. Iron, liver, you guys. Liver, kidney, iron is so important also. So it's iron, magnesium, it's vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin A, magnesium. Selenium, iodine. I got all of them. Let's just get down to the purpose of all of them. Let me see. So, what we got here? Okay, so we've got, the B complex. That's the one I forgot. B complex plus B12. So we need vitamin A. Let's see here, being low vitamin A, your ability to produce TSH becomes very limited. Vitamin A required by the body to convert T4 to T3. So you also need vitamin A. So B complex. Let me see. This is for the conversion of T4 into T3 back into the bloodstream. All right, so B1 is for overactive thyroid, which is hyperthyroid. That's what Wendy Williams has with the eyes bugging out of the head, like the ocular nerve and the eyeball begins to pop out. They're like more like this. Now, some people who are diagnosed with hyperthyroid have hypothyroid symptoms as well. B2, lack of B2 suppresses thyroid function and and the adrenal function. Let me see, B3, which is niacin. This is needed to keep all the body's cells, including the endocrine glands, in efficient working order. Then we have B6, which is without the vitamin D, without these vitamins, the thyroid cannot use iodine raw material efficiently to make hormones. B6 is needed more by an overactive thyroid than an underactive one. So people might have muscle weakness who have an overactive thyroid but are very hyper, and they sometimes have a hard time putting on weight. B12 is for people who've got, typically it's for hyper, but it's really for hypothyroidism, which most people are more hypothyroid. Can we get to a thyroid, the butterfly or the other one, just to get rid of them because it's kind of ugly?
Yes,
just
let's go to that and this.
Yeah, okay, so here we go. Here's the thyroid, right here. Okay, so B12 is for people with underactive thyroid, which is hypothyroidism, including people who've got no thyroid because it's been radiated or taken out. So and B12 is important for those people as well. Basically it's for the immune system. It's for healing that gut wall with the leaky gut, producing enough stomach acid. You need B12, and you need to have like a really good circadian rhythm so that the B12 can actually enter the bloodstream and be uptaken by the cells, the receptor sites. We need vitamin C. This is also for thyroid function. And so without enough vitamin C, you can unfortunately flip into this hyperthyroid thing where your eyes bug out. So this is why I suggest liver and especially trachea for people doing keto or keto carnivore, keto omnivore, keto carnivore, who are not doing citrus plants to get trachea. Go to Ancestral. Where's the Ancestral?
It's white on white, so...
Okay, we'll show it later. Let's see. Vitamin D is also very important. Like I said, there it is. To get the thyroid hormone into the cell. Let me see. It also counteracts, what is it? Take vitamin D, counteracts the use of rapid excretion of calcium. Vitamin E, like I said, this also helps to get the hormones into the cells. And calcium, yes. So calcium is also important, and I often tell people to, see Siren Janine's in there? Okay, I'll look at the chat in a second. It's also important to...
yes, see.
Yeah, I see. Okay. So I often tell people to take eggshells or bones and blend it into a powder and just sprinkle it on 1 or 2 meals in a day to get your calcium in. I think that's it. Yeah, and I've got the amounts of selenium. This is a crucial part of the enzyme that helps convert T4 to T3, and zinc. Yes, I mentioned that. So the amounts, I don't want to go into the amounts because I've been researching the amounts, but iron, the minerals would be iron, zinc, selenium, magnesium. Magnesium you have to take supplementally. Selenium you can get from meat and liver. Zinc you can get from liver. Iron you can get from liver. B complex you can get from red meats and liver. And you can get B12 from any red meat. Vitamin C from trachea, liver. Vitamin D you can get from eggs and butter and fat soluble, anything that's a fat soluble vitamin, like anything. We're talking lard, we're talking butter, we're talking tallow. Vitamin E is another fat soluble vitamin. The problem is like the supplements that you take, they try to bind it to a fat because vitamin D, E, A, and K are all fat soluble vitamins. But to get them into the body, they need a fat transport. So it's just better to get it from real food. Now, I'm going to go more into, so like things you need to think about: gut health, enough stomach acid. You guys need all those vitamins. And so you need the fat soluble vitamins, and you need vitamin C, the B complex, and you need the minerals. Zinc, you need zinc, iodine, you need selenium, you need magnesium, all to get into, to help make the cells, to make the thyroid hormone and get it into the cell. And this, and vitamin D for the thyroid, which is high in vitamin, brain, which is high in vitamin D. I'm like trying to remember everything, you guys. This is not easy. So now I want to go into just a little bit of an explanation, guys. You tend to be low on zinc, you have leaky gut. Then you do keto, and you do it wrong. It dysregulates your blood sugar, which will downregulate your testosterone. You're not getting enough zinc in. You're exposed to too many xenoestrogens, and the hair starts falling out. You start balding prematurely, and it's not just genetic. 60% of more men today are balding than ever before. Like, it's a problem. When you ever see women with their hair missing in patches and spaces that don't make any sense, this is not normal. If your hair's shedding and the hair is falling out, then women, you need to think about your iron deficiency. You have to think about the thyroid function, and I am not kidding. People keep feeling that eating organ meats is so gross, and I feel sorry for them because they're not getting in the nutrients that they need to stop the absolute freaking domino catastrophe to their body. And when you're in your 50s, you only live one time as you are. So why would you F with that? Like for me, I'm not planning on at 52 down-regulating this body from here. I'm fine-tuning this body and making it better. Yes?
That's why we believe in reincarnation.
I'm talking about this lifetime. Okay, we're not talking about who said about me believing in it. What I'm saying is that
the rest of us, the commoners.
I'm talking about the Greek God this lifetime. You're not going to be Greek God another lifetime. And I'm going to be Stephanie the fabulous, this lifetime. So for me, it's very important that in this lifetime that I live, that I don't mess up everything. So for all those freaking emails I get about why is my hair falling out, you guys have to realize it's also blood sugar dysregulation. When the blood sugar gets upset, then the adrenals get upset. And when the adrenals start having to secrete too much adrenaline and cortisol is an inflammatory response which is going to block that T3 from going into the cells so you can drop the weight on keto. It's like not going to happen. People are like, oh my God, all these people who talk about fasting talk about they talk about insulin regulation, they talk about autophagy, but they don't talk about your thyroid because I don't think they know enough. A lot of them are men, and unfortunately, thyroid disease happens more to women, but it does happen to men too. And they might have a thyroid issue and don't realize it when their hair starts thinning and falling out, especially one meal a day and doing all this fasting. And they're like, I'm so lean, but my hair is falling out and I can't get a boner. Who's going to talk about that? What man is going to talk about not getting a boner doing these diets, right? Because everybody's so obsessed with being lean. I'm at, 9% body fat, but I can't get a boner. People don't talk about this. Women, we do. We're like, I do consultations, you guys, and women are like, I just don't care about sex. I have no sex. My vagina's dry and I have hot flashes, like all day. Greek guy, how many men talk about their penis? Mm-hmm. Should we go there with you?
Between men?
Just in general?
No.
You don't talk about low libido, right?
No.
You don't talk about, they don't talk about anything. So.
Well, we brag a lot.
You brag a lot. Well, his hair's not falling off his head. So, that's something that I don't hear him complain about because he's got a full head of hair. But most of the guys that I talk to in the gym who are 10 times younger than him, their hair's falling out. He's like, are we at the top of the comments or at the bottom?
We are at the top.
At the top, okay. So,
and we had another $10 donation from the yellow guy over here.
Oh, what's his name?
I don't have a freaking clue.
The yellow guy. Oh,
Let
Latu. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to get to everybody in a second. So these are the things that I wanted to talk about while doing keto. You have to sleep, because if you don't have sleep, if your tyrosine is downregulated, right, and the serotonin and dopamine is downregulated, then that communication between the pituitary releasing thyroid stimulating hormone to make the hormones here to then go to the liver and make you lean and funky and fresh and have a libido ain't going to happen. So it's taking care of this is take care of sleep, inflammation. If your TPO markers are high, if any type of inflammatory markers are high, this is going to make it very, very difficult for that hormone, T3, to get into the cell to be used. Your gut has to be good. You have to have enough stomach acid. You people who are afraid of eating red meat, who are eating too much fish, this downregulates your stomach acid. The coffee downregulates your stomach acid, and you're not able to friggin' absorb your your fat-soluble vitamins. You're not able to absorb your B12, and you're not able to make thyroid hormone to get into the cell. So all of these things are combined. This is why people's hair fall out because they don't eat enough fat, right? Their fats are too low. And on carnivore, that's a joke. There's not enough fat on cuts of beef to get you where you need to not only get your fat-soluble vitamins in, but to produce ketones. Now, on my channel from this morning, or on my video, there was a guy going back and forth all day long. My phone's not here. But he was like, you can eat a bunch of protein and it doesn't have a glucose spike. I'm like, dude, what planet are you on? And he was like, I didn't say that, but I was thinking that. And he was like, I think it was a guy. And he was like, this doctor says that I said, this doctor who, what? This says doctors nothing. I said, I've worked with over 3,000 people over the years, 10 years of working with people. And when you work with people and you're like, use a glucometer, the people don't have enough stomach acid. They eat too fast because they're on the go, right? They already have a blood sugar dysregulation because they skip meals and don't sleep. So your blood sugar is always going to spike when you eat protein, period. But if you're eating it fast and you don't have enough fat, then that protein that's not utilized instantly goes into this process called gluconeogenesis. And when the blood sugar spikes too high, ketones either are too low or they're not viable. And how do I know this? I don't need to read or look at some other doctor who doesn't work with people. He's like, but this doctor, and I was like, this doctor is not having his patients take blood sugar, not doing A1Cs and fasted blood sugar readings every day or all day long on all of his clients. So he doesn't have the data. He's anecdotally saying it's okay to eat a bunch of protein, it won't spike your insulin or glucose. That's a bunch of bull crap. So, what you need to do is keep that protein moderate to low on keto and keto carnivore and up that fat, because that fat can be converted into a substrate called acetoacetate, get into the Krebs cycle and give you energy. Okay, if your protein's too high and your glucose is spiking too high and you're not eating enough fat and you're not getting your fat soluble vitamins in, and then you're binging on a bunch of protein at night because you're so hungry, that's when the hair falls out. That's when it falls out. So this has to be a two-parter because I can't keep going on. I need to look at the chat. So I'm going to go look at the chat. Brendan, who I guess saw the intro for the first time, says, great intro. What's your opinion on dairy-free but free keto? I don't know what you mean by that. You don't have to have dairy in your body to do keto. See, thyroid, Lori, yes. Keep going. Looking great, teacher. You are so informative. Thank you so much. See? Mothsville, USA. Okay, Abyss says, hi from Canada. Keep going.
Siren also bought.
Oh, there she. Hi, Stephanie. Just popped on today to order some ancestral supplements from your link. Yay! That's awesome, C Siren. Also, C Siren Janine, who is so into iron deficiency. C Siren Janine, have you ever thought that you might have thyroid issues, low T3, and that's why you and your daughters are also dealing with hair loss from being a vegan? She was a vegan. She's got a great channel. You guys go to her channel, subscribe. She's awesome. But I think that the thyroid, and I think I mentioned that in a previous live stream, that I thought her thyroid was downregulated and she may not be getting enough of the nutrition in. Because all the carnivore people, they don't go into, all these details about the thyroid. They go just into gut health and, oh, this is good because if you have like any type of Crohn's or diverticulitis, Crohn's, or an ulcer, then it would be great for that. But nobody's talking about this. Maybe it's because it's men and thyroid functions more impact women. And how many women are talking about carnivore like this? Not many. Okay. If my depression and sometimes anxiety is resulting from irregular thyroid overactive, how do I regulate? So I mentioned all of the nutrients that you need for hyperthyroidism. So make sure that you watch the replay. And then see Greg's so awesome. He just had, Greg, I forgot to get back to you on Facebook because I'm just so freaking busy. You guys know right now I've been taking care of my boyfriend Thunder at the ranch. I rode him yesterday, and I don't mean a human. Okay. Hey Steph, I gotta go. I have an appointment, but I'll catch the replay. I highly recommend a one-on-one consultation with Stephanie. It's worth every penny. Thank you, Greg. So yes, I do too. He's had consultations. I did a consultation with his daughter the other day and it was awesome. And then we've got Caramel King Juicy, who must be a brown dude living in Sweden who went långt och tjock. Oh Lord, this is a pervert. You know what long means?
Nope.
He wrote long and thick in Swedish. Thought he was being cute. No. Okay, wow, heard a lot about thyroid. Yes, okay. Can you block this Caramel King? He's saying really nasty stuff in Swedish. I'm glad he's saying it in Swedish and you guys can't or just like put him in timeout.
Put user in timeout.
Yeah, okay. Because he's just saying nasty stuff. And you guys can't read what it is, but I can, so I'm getting disgusted. Okay. Hard to believe Stephanie is 52 looking 30. Thank you! I'm feeling, and I have more energy than the 30-year-olds because I know I work out with 22-year-olds and they're gassing out on freaking energy drinks. Okay, let's see. Greek guy is okay, got that. Keep going. Voice is echoing. Okay, they got that, all that. So must sound. We got to fix that if you're going to talk.
Yeah.
We should do without a mic.
Without my mic.
Yeah.
We will figure it out.
Okay, let's.
I'll connect the two wireless mics that we have over here.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going.
Abyss.
Oh, Abyss. Thoughts on eczema, psoriasis, even after 3 years of keto carnivore? Yeah, you're not doing it. You're not doing it the right way. The vegans. It should be used much worse in balanced diet, but it's still not 100% gone. Okay, so Abyss. Here's the thing. Like I said before, are you taking organ meats? What are you eating on carnivore? Are you doing a bunch of meat? Are you doing chicken? Like, are you getting in the vitamins? Are you getting enough diamine oxidase? Because you need a DAO to produce. You need trachea and thymus to help produce DAO, the enzyme to help take down the inflammatory response on your skin. So I've learned that myself, just doing keto for 12 years strict. I was eating spinach, creating crystals in my kidneys. I was eating a lot of oxalate-rich cruciferous vegetables. Didn't even think at all that it was bad. My macros in the first year were horrendous. So just because you're doing the diet doesn't mean you're doing it right. Just because you're doing carnivore does not mean you're doing it right. So the flare-ups could be you might have a histamine response to certain meat. You may not be rotating your meats enough, and you may not be getting enough of the equipment to take down the inflammation. Okay, let's see here. My feet hurt. Lord have mercy. What's HRTs? I thought it meant hearts. No, hormone replacement therapy. So HRTs are women taking birth control pills. They're taking progesterone cream or progesterone oral or estrogen oral and testosterone because women are like, I'm having hot flashes and I am getting fat. Let me jump on a bunch of hormones. And it's so bad. Hormone mimickers, replacements for women are 10 times worse than they are for men. Okay. Which should the timing of your food and nutrients be? You are talking about stuff. Okay, so the timing would be get up, eat within 30 minutes. If you have a job really early in the morning or you're going to the gym, then get up, have a fat snack like an egg yolk or 2 bites of protein with 2 tablespoons of fat. Go to the gym, come home, have breakfast. Don't skip breakfast because a lot of you guys have adrenal insufficiency, which then leads to thyroid. You have an energy problem. You have hypoglycemia. And so this is the reason why I'm so against intermittent fasting, because a lot of your guys' metabolism is so jacked up that food is gasoline to a car. So you can't go drive a car 100 miles an hour with nothing in it, especially when the adrenals, the hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenal axis is jacked, because if they're jacked, this will be jacked. And then you just get fat and flabby. Okay, so you want to have like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 2 snacks mid-morning and mid-afternoon, but it's just small amounts of food. It's not like, seems like a lot, but it's not. Okay, Carol, becoming fat adapted is what has helped me so much. Yes, Abyss. I don't sleep. I'm 62 with Hashimoto's. I'm confused as to what to eat. I'm not fat adapted. So Carol, like I said before, organ meats. Go to Ancestral. I'm going to push it because they do brain, they do tallow pills, they do testicles, eyeballs now. They got the trachea, the thymus, the heart, the lungs, the adrenal glands, like kidney, everything. So I'm taking them and it's like, y'all look, even in the last month, and I don't know what happened to the honey. This got juicy for some reason. Okay, I'm wearing the wrong pants to show you how juicy it got.
It must be the testicles.
Well, I haven't eaten testicles yet, you dummy. You big dummy! Paracalo! No, gamizute! Okay. I need to learn more than 2 Greek words. Yeah. I learned those from when I was in high school.
You just got banned in Greek YouTube.
I was saying, guzintai. Okay. Carol's becoming fat. Okay, so what was the person about the 62-year-old? Oh, she has Hashimoto's. So like I said, I mentioned all those things. You have to have vitamin D, you have to have selenium, you have to have iodine, you have to have zinc, you have to have friggin' vitamin D, E, A, and you have to have iodine. I would mention that. You have to have vitamin D, and you need to have tyrosine production. You have to get rid of coffee. You have to go to bed early. You have to breathe. You have to have a straight posture. You have to exercise, not too late. You have to not skip meals, regulate your blood sugar.
And as well, because she has Hashimoto, Hashimoto disease is the thyroid disease. Basically,
the body's being attacked like hardcore. Yeah.
Exactly.
The thyroid.
The whole homeostasis, the whole balance of the body, of the hormones and everything is whacked.
Yeah.
So that's why she can't sleep.
Well, no, it doesn't start with that. It starts with people develop Hashis because they skip meals, they're drinking coffee, they run out the door, they stress, they don't sleep. They don't have nutrient-dense foods that the thyroid needs. Then the sleep becomes exacerbated, gets worse. It doesn't start off with the thyroid and then the body gets worse. It starts off with bad lifestyle and then the thyroid gets worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Latu says, hey girl, hey. 52 amazing. She gave a tenor. Thank you so much for that. Oh, Deborah's in the house. What?
Yeah, sorry, I jumped like a lot. Suddenly. Yeah, we were here.
See, I use, was it? Caltrate plus with vitamin D3, calcium, magnesium, zinc. Don't take these in like pharmaceutical supplements. Get them from the organ meats, from Ancestral here. All those things. You can get calcium from bones and from eggshells. Magnesium is the only one you should be taking supplementally, really. Try to sleep at about 8 hours. It's not just that you're sleeping 8 hours, it's how deep you sleep and what time you take your butt to bed. My TPO is 350, TSH is 20, yikes. So Lori, I didn't know that because Lori is always in this. So it would be interesting to actually talk to Lori to see what is going on to put her inflammatory markers so high, her antibodies. Okay. Horatio, Washington. Miss Stephanie. It's so weird people call me, just call me Stephanie. A lot of people have nutrient deficiencies too. Also, Miss Stephanie, you are bulking up. You look swole. I'm not bulking up. Nope. Because look, abs look better than they did last week. I just think that it's the supplements, I think. I do. I think that my food was not as nutrient dense and still, I'm like doing everything. I'm doing, well, not everything. Right now I'm doing trachea. I'm doing thymus, kidney, colostrum, another brain. Those are the ones I'm doing right now. So I want to get the rest of them. And it is changing my physiology because my butt got really big. Right? Greek guy? He's got a wife. It got big, right? I noticed it when you filmed me when we went horseback riding.
Maybe it's because of the horseback riding.
No, it's not the horseback riding, dude.
From yesterday, my butt is in pain.
We went horseback riding.
Yeah, that means that I was working out my butt. So you're doing it more.
No, it's not the horseback riding.
We have to throw it somewhere.
Let me see. Tallow not available in India. I think you can get beef fat, though. You might have to make your own tallow. Render it. Oh, Deborah's reminding you guys to book a consultation. Go to stephanieperson.com. God, I need to change my sleeping. Hard to sleep. Always hungry late at night. Yeah. If you're hungry, then that's putting stress on the adrenals because hunger means I don't have enough gasoline in the tank to drive this car. So if you don't put gas in, I'm going to go into my emergency gas tank, break down muscle, which messes with your immune system, and convert it into glucose so your brain gets energy because you're up too late. So it's just everything in balance. Let me see. Let's keep going because I know I'm missing a lot. 60 people with that. Lord have mercy. I went from 200 viewers down to 60 because I'm just trapped in this YouTube algorithm the wrong way. Her consultations are amazing. She customizes a plan just for you. We have to go to the YouTube studios. They're here in LA, like whatever. Okay, Janine says, I never ate red meat in my life. Now I do. I healed my anemia. Yes, especially chicken liver and kidney and beef liver. Okay, Deborah says no cheese. Somebody says something about cheese. Stephanie, I'm new. I'm just wondering why you are not a fan of cheese nuts. Okay, so cheese has a lot of casein in it. These are growth factors for cows. For some reason, the body does this cross-reactivity. It sort of stamps cheese as being the similar as gluten in bread, and it pokes holes in the gut wall when people are trying to heal the gut. Now, this isn't in everybody, but it's in most people. So then people, especially with cow cheese, so people are like, well, can I do goat? And I'm like, well, most goats, which is going to have less casein in it, true, goat and sheep, but often those animals are fed corn and GMO corn. So I'm just like, just take out the cheese and stop being food addicted. Just take it out. Nuts are baby plants. Baby plants want to survive. That's why they have shells. And so you eat a plant and it gets down into your small intestine and then it soaks up minerals, because that's what it would do if it fell on the dirt, is soak up minerals out of the soil so it can grow, because it's a very smart Mother Nature by design, and it does that inside your small intestine. So all these vitamins and minerals and zinc and iodine and magnesium that you need for thyroid health get wasted because you have nuts in your freaking small intestine because they're not digestible, and then you go and poop it out, and by nature's design you should poop in another spot so that that plant can grow. So here we are deshelling them and eating them in gobs, wrecking our absorption of vitamins and minerals through the phytates. Then there's mold on them. So you guys have holes in the gut wall. And so you're leaking out your B complex and you're leaking out everything on top of the mineral disaster in the small intestine. It's a lot of information. Okay, let's keep going.
Also, he asks about macadamia nuts.
I used to say that macadamia, first I said no, then I said yes, then people started eating them like freaking addicts, like crack addicts, and they were getting fat on them, so something's wrong with that. Keep going. Let me see, I'm buying 2 bottles of spleen for my daughters for Christmas because spleen is way higher in iron. Awesome. And it's hard to get spleen, so maybe that's the reason why to take spleen, because it's hard to get spleen in a store. Or even online on some of these ranchers who sell their stuff online. Thanks, Deborah, Keto Warrior. I think she has a few videos that address it. Did I miss something?
About the macadamia nuts and the plants and the nuts.
I just explained it all. Okay, keep going. Let me see. Cheese has toxins that many people have histamine reaction. It doesn't have toxins. It has cheese. First of all, cheese is a mold, so people have got candida. They are reacting to the mold that hits the small intestine as well. The casein in the cheese is really the problem, and people have a histamine response to it. So I guess that we consider a toxin. I don't know. You blocked him. Okay. Are you superhuman? No. I'm just super Steph. Yes, I do cod livers twice a week for what? Vitamin D? Okay, subscribe to her. Oh yeah, I have a Facebook course. Yes, Facebook keto carnivore, keto omnivore, and low carb high fat course for those who have a hard time keto adapting because they do terrible when they do keto because of their thyroid, because they don't know how to do it right. What's up, Katie? Or they have hypoglycemia, chronic, and so they need to graduate themselves by eating lower carbs, but still starches and low sugars, but low and higher fat. What should an older woman do for bad thyroid? My mother needs surgery because she feels like it chokes her sometimes. So that's where I don't have enough information. I don't know if she's developed a goiter. I don't know what you mean by it chokes her. I don't know what her diet is, but it doesn't matter if you're older or younger. It's exactly the same protocol. So I'd rewatch this video because I explained a lot of stuff.
Thyroid gland is a quantitative gland. That means the bigger the thyroid, the more...
yes, I know. It's wanting iodine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So whenever you see a bulge over here...
yes, I know this.
They're always slim. The surgery that they do is cut a little bit of thyroid, so you get to normal. That's about her mother that needs a surgery.
Well, I don't know. Often they're radiating the thyroid now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's keep going.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will remember this when we're trying to deal with the lights. I'll be like, actually, this light over here would be better.
You want me to tell you something about lights right now?
Let me see. We had a big debate about the lights before we started.
Okay, you started it. The battery on the top light turned off.
It did?
And right now, on your right side of your face, you have a green spill from the screen.
I have a shadow, I think.
Yeah.
Well, you should have fixed that light's battery life.
Exactly, my point of view.
I swear.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going. Greek guy got jokes, I know. When he's in a good mood. When he's in a bad mood, y'all better run, okay?
Wait a minute. I lost myself again.
Except that booty has really come out to say hello. It has. I don't even know what, you guys can see me in my old videos. The butt was not popping out. As you can see, one way to tell about my body fat is if my abs get softer, then you know, like, oh, I'm carrying more. Just like as a simple eyeball look, you're like, oh, I'm getting fatter. I'm getting more estrogenic, or I'm losing my muscle, but
don't listen to her. It's her new boyfriend.
Thunder. Okay, let's see here. You rock, Stephanie. Thank you. Can a pregnant woman consume liver? Yeah. Why wouldn't she? Of course. It's the vitamin liver, which with keratin, which can be toxic to the liver. I'm researching how to get in one of your consultations. Almost ready. Love the wisdom you've collected. Thank you, Princess Warrior. Just go to stephanieperson.com. Where is it? No. Where is it? Here.
Yeah.
Boop. There's how you get it. And I do great consultations. I can tell you when I first did my videos years ago, and I was like, I got energy. I did not know what I was doing back then. I knew a little bit, but now I'm a different person. I was very young in my 40s then. Now I'm in my 50s. Say, okay, done. I ordered 2 bottles. Okay, I read that. Blah, 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 blah. Can you feel your pulse? Yes. Keep going. Keep going. Up. Book a consultation. Go to stephanieperson.com. Go to my keto course. Go to stephanieperson.com. Do you have thyroid cancer, Stephanie?
No.
That's weird. Okay, keep going. Okay, thank you so much.
There is no thyroid cancer, I think.
Huh?
Thyroid is not cancerous.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they remove it.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. Okay, thank you so much.
That's it. We reached the...
Ooh, child, my back is killing me. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Is that 2 hours here?
Yeah, almost.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
We're streaming 1 hour, 10 minutes right now.
Oh, it's only 1 hour, 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Whew. Let's get away all this stuff in one normal background. Do away with it. I want something pleasing. All right.
Maybe this. This.
I think the first one you put up was good. Oh, this is nice. That one's nice, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I could just climb in the bed right there. So I posted some pictures of things that I like because I would love to have a bedroom with the sun setting at the lake view or ocean view. But
who wouldn't?
I know, right? Well, some people.
Welcome to the club.
Well, some people would like to have like a Manhattan view, and I don't. Lost 35 pounds in 3.5 months. What is it? I did it all, was quit drinking beer, and yeah. Okay. Why do so many older males lose their ass and legs, but put their, what? It's moving too fast. Can you go back to that?
Yeah, this is it.
Okay, what are some of their legs and put their belly, but lose women? Okay, this is very easy to answer. Okay. So Abyss, women store our fat from here to here, right? And if I have the Greek guy come and stand next to me, you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We're going to do a weight loss journey anyway, so we might as well start. Okay, there you go.
Hello.
Stand to the side.
Oh, this side?
The other way. There you go. Oh, no, that was good. Okay. So, see this?
Jesus.
Okay.
Don't tell my mama.
Okay. So, men typically store most of their body fat here, right? Women have it displaced from all the way down.
And basically,
right.
That is the women's.
Yeah, we
area.
store it here because we carry our baby. And if you have too much visceral fat, which is going to put, okay, thank you for that example. If you have too much visceral fat around here, it's going to really compromise all of the organs that the baby needs to survive. Because visceral fat, which is the fat around the organs, goes into the organs, and that would be problematic for the babies. So we have fat from, our fat zone is from here down to here, right? So we distribute our fat more evenly as to not collect so much visceral fat around the middle. And it, you know, you're like, oh, it's not fair. Men can go and still have like skinny legs and skinny arms and they can kind of hide the belly, but women can't hide it because their ass gets big, their thighs get big, their stomach gets big, their arms get big, everything gets big. But if you didn't have this pear-shaped body, all of that fat would go towards the middle and it would be just a clusterfuck of a mess. Oh, no, they're not homemade, but I'm a bracelet weirdo. I like, I don't know, I've got like 50 different types of beaded bracelets and stuff like that.
Actually, if they go to liberatehollywood.com.
Yeah, liberatehollywood.com.
Yeah, they will find all the bracelets and crystals that they will...
Do they have bracelets here?
Yeah.
I've never seen them.
Yeah, crystal stuff downstairs.
No, I don't do crystals. I meant the bracelets.
Well, bracelets are made from crystals or from...
Oh, they're...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Beads, crystal beads.
Oh, we'll see if it's my jive, my thing. That's what is it? A beautiful background. I know, right? So serene. So that's why women have our body fat more distributed to protect us from, being able to have a baby and all that. And men collect it all here. But then, Mother Nature never designed for men to look pregnant. That's just a modern human disease. And then that's why men have heart attacks because all their fat is here. So some women do have an apple body. This is called an apple body. Apple-bodied women have all their fat here and they've got the skinniest hips and the skinniest legs, skinniest arms. You don't want that kind of body. You want it like this. Adrenal issues put fat on stomach. Yes, because your adrenal glands are going to secrete adrenaline. Adrenaline is going to release cortisol. Cortisol is going to raise your blood sugar and it's going to raise your insulin. And then blood sugar is going to be stored as fat and you get fat. It's pretty simple. Thanks, great guy. Good luck on your weight loss journey, getting rid of that belly. And we're supposed to, but we're trying to get him. He has a lot of stress. He does a lot for his job. He does a lot for me. And, I took him horseback riding yesterday. He loved it. And we were talking about how he needs more free days like that to just do whatever he feels like. When he's stressed, then that's when, whatever food choices go out the window. And the Greek guy, he's a sweetheart. He doesn't know how to say no. Even today, I was like, if you don't have time to work with me, tell me. If you need a month break, because he's working so hard. I mean, if I turned the camera around, you saw all the lights. He set this all up. It's stressful, plus work at his job. Let's see. Is ghee as good as tallow? I think that butter is a better nutrient all in all compared to tallow. People don't understand that tallow is actually not really high in saturated fats. It's more high in monosaturated fats, whereas butter has the cholesterol for the sex hormones. Butter has the conjugate linoleic acid. Butter has the vitamin D, E, A, K. It's got the omega-3s in it. It's got a little bit of the medium chain triglycerides in it. So I find that butter is more nutrient dense than tallow, but a lot of people have a histamine response to the tiny amounts of the milk proteins, a histamine response, and so they can only do tallow. And if that's the case, then do tallow. But I do both. I do tallow and butter and lard. Actually, the lard I get is I've been eating so much pork lately and I keep all the fat. Let me see, is Greek guy fat or a carb burner? He's a carb burner. We tried keto a while ago. That didn't last very long. But that's when I first met him. So we're going to try to do an experiment.
Child, let me explain to you.
Are you coming,
how it goes. Whenever I get stressed, I eat ice cream. I love ice cream. Especially on the opposite side of the street at my job, I have an ice store like the frog. Buckets. Carbs. I live on carbs.
He lives on carbs, exactly. Yes, I love lard. Actually, I prefer lard over tallow. But let me see, I got you lard. You use lard from a local farm. Okay, cool. Yay! It's so amazing that Sea Siren Janine went from this full-on, for years and years, vegan to like loving all of this, beautiful animal source foods. Let me see. I can relate to the Greek guy, Carol. I love very, very yellow butter. Thank you very much. Are we good with all of this?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do some lives private and release them later.
Okay.
Isn't he funny, you guys? He's not like, I think my biggest problem with him is when he gets stressed. Like everything else, he's amazing. Like super smart. He does everything. He does like websites and video and filming and bunch of stuff. So get pastured lard. Yeah, if you can get it, yeah. If you're in the States, Whole Foods has pastured lard, I believe. He does all these things, but he's stressed. So anytime him and I knock heads, it's because he's super stressed and not for any other reason, really. But he will show himself, he'll show his belly. It was his idea to do a weight loss on camera. Yes, Greek guy, we've all been there. Gotta up the fat. Yes, up the fat and lower them carbs. Okay, all thanks to Greek guy. What about ice cream with healthy sweetener? Then it would actually be good. Here's the thing with the Greek guy. Greek guy, let's keep it real. It's all or nothing. He can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna do like some stevia xylitol ice cream and then eat a bunch of crap. So it's either all crap or all good. Am I right?
Yes. And ice cream with stevia tastes like... Actually, the other time that I was expressing my fears and my contemplation about my diet and all the stuff that I do wrong to Stephanie, she made me an ice cream with coconut. No,
I did.
Coconut, yeah. And,
coconut cream.
And cocoa butter, the white chocolate.
Yeah. It was good.
Oh my God.
I think I use stevia though.
Yeah.
But you know what? Here's the thing. The way to get rid of the bitter taste of stevia is to add very, very little where you can barely taste it and salt. Salt will take off the bitterness of stevia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
But if you use too much...
Tomorrow.
Yeah, this for tomorrow. Okay. Cooking. Wish we had a kitchen in here, but we don't. My kitchen is so small. That's the reason why I never ever show cooking videos, because it's like, when I come home, I don't feel like being in that tiny... I live in a studio, you guys. You see, I don't like stevia either. Monk fruit is the all right there. No, it's not. Monk fruit is sweet, is sugar, so get rid of it. And it's fructose, so just no. Monk fruit, God, bad. Bad. Y'all just, like for me, I was a sweet junkie, and I just got rid of the stevia. I just got rid of anything that was sweet. And now I just crave really good, tasty, like lamb or pork or beef. That's my jam, with some butter. The only healthy cooking fat I can afford is homemade clarified butter from Kerrygold butter. I don't think I can do much better on a budget. And you're good with that, JG. That's good. You killing it right there. Killing it. Yeah, he's brave. He is brave, right? But he doesn't have an ego. He's not like a jerk. And we went horseback riding, and the horse that he rode, like the horse is supposed to be taken care of. Like, that's a whole long story. But this one horse, he's on the end. When it rains, like his stall gets the worst because they're outside, and it just gets nasty. And the guy who cleans the stalls doesn't clean it enough. So he's like, I can't look at the stall anymore. And he was running late to work. And after the ride, he went and cleaned out this horse's stall. And nobody else was cleaning. Even I didn't clean it out. I was just like, it was like 3 massive buckets of pure crap from a horse that had not been cleaned out forever. And then, so when he works hard, he's like a machine. He won't stop until it's done. And I think that's what kills you. Right?
Well, yeah.
When you do work, like he's... like really hard worker. Like up this, you guys, 53 people, 49 likes in the house. Let's see if we can get the likes up to at least over 54, because there's 54 people in here. Jeanine, look at this stuff. I got 100,000 subscribers almost, and only 50 people subscribing. Now I've got to go and monetize all my videos, and that's the reason why, because YouTube is not making money off of me, because I forget to monetize my videos, and they're not going to place me high in the ranking unless I can monetize a video. So I'm going to have to go and monetize everything. And I don't really care to, but I'm going to have to. So look for the new 15-second freaking commercials and ads on everything. On the workout bicycle? I don't know what that means. I ride my bicycle outside. Bicycle, y'all, I am sore. I'm going to show you guys. I'm waiting for our last questions before we go. We need 5 more likes in the house. Can we get the likes up? That'll help to get the algorithms all funky and fresh. Where is this friggin' beautiful specimen? Huh?
Of a boyfriend, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's my boyfriend. Where is he? I miss him already. You guys got to see this. I can't with this. Look at this.
Yep. Yeah. Do the lip.
Oh. You guys, for me to get my stress down so I can keep all my stress is big. I have a keto course and I was asking everyone, like, you know, I was trying to give strategies to get the whole family on board. Keto, omnivore, keto, carnivore, or at least low carb, high fat. It took me everything to not get pissed off because so many people are like, I do keto, I can't get my family on board, and that's fine for me. And I was just like, what? If the family's on board, not on board, you're not on board. You're not going to be confident, and Deborah knows this because Deborah has got her family on board. How can you be eating well and your kids eat garbage who are still young? Like, I don't understand. And like, some people's kids are like 3 and 9. I can't get my 3-year-old to eat well. I'm like, what's happening to us? And we need to do a separate stream about this. Because when I was young, okay, my mother, I don't even have a memory of me saying no to her about anything. I did as I was told, point blank, period. The thing that I did, I hated vegetables when I was a kid. Isn't that interesting, Janine? And my mom would make these vegetables and I literally would go and spit it out in a napkin because we had a dog, and I'd feed the vegetables under the table, but I did not say no to her. So I don't understand these families that cannot get their children to eat healthy. Like, I don't understand you people. I have to say you people because I get annoyed. I lost 90 pounds on keto and maintained it for 3 years now. As a side effect, my cooking, my boyfriend lost 40. Oh, awesome. So your girl, JG. That's awesome.
Excuse me, I have some...
What?
So, Mo Hitsville, USA. You talked about stress and that you're stressed in your life. After the discussion that I had with Stephanie before the live stream, I believe that everybody should just learn how to not give an F word about and not take things seriously. That's the key. We all have to think, unfortunately, the first thing is, okay, am I good with that, what the other person is saying me? If not, okay, I listen, and here goes, here's out. And if I'm good with that, kudos. That's how I think you eliminate stress in your life. Just don't give it about.
Yeah, I think that I agree with the Greek guy because I think part of the reason why people are like, oh my God, it's because you're black that you don't have a lot of wrinkles and you look young and black don't crack. And I'm just like, shut up. What about the body? What's your excuse for that? So, you know, black women are the most unhealthy, out of shape women out of all the ethnic groups on the planet, unfortunately. So what is this? Because I'm black? No. It comes from a lot of work, and that work comes from getting the stress down. So I went writing, was it May, at the end of May, almost June, just 6-7 months ago, 2019, near Yosemite here in California, and I went horseback riding on the trail riding, and I was like, because I'm like getting sick of LA and I wanted to move out, maybe because I'm just sick of it. Like, it's not that it's bad, it's just like it's the same crap every day. Need something different. And I was like, I need to be in nature, because the last big trip I took was to Iceland, and before that was South Africa and Australia and Bali and China and Ecuador and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I don't want to just go on trips. I need something here in my everyday life. And I was like, I want to own a horse. And everybody was like, that's ridiculous. Except for the Greek guy, because he loves horses too. And within months, I manifested it. I found out there was a ranch nearby that's near a bunch of mountains, and like the owner loves me, and the horse, Thunder, which may be mine soon, will, and all of a sudden it just completely changed everything. My life changed, my body's changing, my stress is changing, my sleep is changing.
Your butt is changing.
My butt is changing. You can't see that well. If I have tight pants on, you can see it. Right? Look at that thing. What happened? Y'all look. What? My butt, like my pants aren't fitting. My waist is smaller and my butt just went boom. Right? It's not like the legs got bigger. If I come back here. My legs didn't get bigger, just my butt did. I can't. I've had 10 surgeries on my left knee, so I can't jump or squat or lunge or anything. I agree. I have to stop letting things get to me, even though I say it doesn't get to me. It does somewhere. Facts. Singleton. Hey, what's up, Marcus? Yeah, I know, right? So I think that my body and my hormones, like my body is on fleek right now at 52. Like, as you guys look at the older videos, my body is in better condition now than it was 10 years ago. Like when I started doing these videos. Like, I've worked so tirelessly hard on keeping my everything correct, and all the dumb things that I ate before with eating too many vegetables and too many oxalate-rich vegetables. I completely flipped it. I took it out. I do almost no vegetables. I did carnivore almost a year, and now I have a little bit of veggies, and that's it. Some avocado for the potassium. Done. And then with grounding myself and being outside, and I'm look, the only place I drive right now is to the stables. Even before that, I only rode my bike. I get up, I work, I ride my bike, I go to the gym, and then if I have time, I go to the stables, and then I go home. So yesterday was a crazy day. I rode my bike everywhere, and then I went to the stables, and I met Michalis, or the Greek guy. Michalis. Yeah. And was out there. He left, he had to go to work, and I was still there. But then I got home and I worked too late. But I never knew you was black. You're very different. Well, I'm mixed with a lot of stuff. So, I'm not gonna, black people are like, I mixed with this and I mixed with that and I mixed, and I'm just like, look, I'm black. So whatever. It's a metaphor. Nobody's black anyway. It's just a metaphor for Afrocentricity. Trust me, I have a very black mother. She's dark skinned and she black. She'd be like, no, she doesn't talk that way. She only talks when she's angry. You better get your ass in here. Let me see. Otherwise, my mother sounds like this. Well, Stephanie. You can see her on my Instagram. Go to Stephanie Ketogenic. She's there. And this is how I started the whole thing, was because of my mom. My mom had a glioblastoma. They gave her 0 chance of survival, like less than 1%. And the tumor was this advanced. And then my brother came in and did some stuff, and I was like, oh, maybe keto will help. And then I tried keto, and then she's still alive, long story short. And yes, she black. She dark black, okay. Grounding, are you sure that isn't, what is it, pseudoscience? Maybe I need, no, you silly. JG, look, let me break down the science so it's not pseudoscience for you. Ready? You ready? All right? Your eyes, you see that? Okay? That's connected to the circadian rhythm. Facts. All right? Facts. So the eyes are like camera lenses, and then the visual cortex picks it up. And then the hypothalamus and pituitary release hormone here, and everywhere. So when you're inside under a bunch of fake light and you're not getting enough vitamin D3, right? You're not getting the freaking sun, so you can convert and get the D into the body so all the cells can do what they need to do. So no, grounding isn't some pseudoscience. Not to get a little chuck with
Can I say
them.
something?
Yes.
Since we are in the temple of grounding and spirituality, Liberate Hollywood.
Go
Anyway,
check out liberate.com.
Grounding, taking your shoes off and walking on the grass, it gives you an amazing feeling. Always. Just try it. You might not feel it, or you say it's because what is grounding? Everything has energy.
Well, if you start talking about energy, that's pseudoscience. Yeah. But when you talk, it is. Energy is pseudoscience. But when you're talking the circadian rhythm and yes. When you said, yes, you feel better, yes, the brain is chemistry is going to affect the physiology.
Because you're connected with the ground.
Yeah.
You're getting...
Yeah, but we can't measure it. It's the same thing as autophagy and intermittent fasting. So that's when people are like, all right, chill out.
I will tell her about energy later.
Oh, please don't. It's enough that I'm here filming in this place with crystals, okay? I got enough of that stuff here. Shoes are blocking us. What shoes?
See?
What? What shoes are blocking?
Yeah, I do feel pretty good gardening in my bare feet.
Oh, shoes like that. Okay, what else? Oh, Deborah says that I look younger when I was like 6 or 7 years ago, for sure. And the body is... This is the reason why I'm in these sports bras, you guys, is because no one on the internet says that my body looks like crap eating keto. No one can say that. No one can say she's looking older, she's looking haggard. Vegans, whole nother story. Other people doing keto wrong, but they can't say that with me. I'm no Mr. Rogers with my shirt buttoned up to here. Full natty. This girl's full natty. Okay, yeah, I feel pretty good gardening in my bare feet. Okay, I need to shut up because... Wait, what do you think about the sun thing? A lot of people aren't getting outside. Yeah, you need D3 for... What? Yes.
You are going to do a lecture now because always you are about the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you can get vitamin D?
Sun. Well, you can get it dietarily.
Yeah,
but you to get
the natural source is better than the substitute.
Yeah.
That's why we take from organs vitamins, and we prefer, as you say, organ meats and take vitamins instead of a multivitamin supplement.
And when's the last time you had an organ?
Last time I ate chicken hearts.
When?
Like a week ago.
Yay! Good job.
Cooked.
Yeah, well, cooked. Yeah. So what did you have any food today? What'd you have today?
You don't want to know.
Of course I want to know. I'm not eating it. I don't care.
Okay.
What'd you have?
I had 2 croissants with Münster cheese inside.
Where's the camera? It's not on you.
That's
there it is.
And you're over there. Now, people, take a look at her face when I'm saying this. I had 3 Vasa crackers with tomatoes and mayo and butter, carical butter, and what else? Oh, and meat and cheese, of course. And
meat? What kind of meat?
Beef pastrami.
Oh, from a restaurant?
No. I bought them.
Where? At Ralph's?
Pastrami, yeah. Not Vaughn's.
Even worse.
And also I had tahini with honey.
Okay.
Sesame paste with honey.
He got in a good mood. We're talking full on addict here. He was like, he did this like with the hands, which he's normally grumpy when I walk in here, and all of a sudden he's like, I had the cracker, and the this, and the honey, and the tahini. Okay. What exercises are best for people with adrenal issues? That's a tough one. I would do time under tension, which is slow on the eccentric motion, the release of the weight. and more reps. Don't go under 9. 3 sets per muscle group with nice breathing and good plumb straight line and time under tension. Resistance training. You know, things like Pilates is great, but I prefer dumbbells where you have to stand and use your core standing. You know, so Lori, you know what I can't say? People are like, this. I talk to this guy at the gym all the time. He says a bunch of bull crap, and he's like, at least I'm honest. I'm like, that's what you're supposed to be. But do you hear what you're saying? Hello? Who cares if he's honest? You're like, you're not supposed to lie. Now you're listening to yourself, okay? Yeah, your booty screams, okay? You know your booty screaming.
Lori, you don't need to convert me. I am converted, and I will soon, as soon as I eat all the crap that I have in my refrigerator, so I will not have to spend more money to buy more crap. First I don't like to throw away money, so I have to eat the crap in my refrigerator, and then I will start my journey, which will be documented.
Yes.
Yes.
And the best...
I'm not sure.
And there's one more reason why you should do this journey. Because we don't want to hurt Jean's back anymore.
She liked it yesterday.
It's a he. Jean is a horse. And Jean is smaller than Thunder, okay? Yeah. So Thunder is a huge, tall horse. He's built like a freaking tank. And Jean is more slimline and smaller. And his ass... How much do you weigh now?
234, I think.
At what height? 5'11"?
With 6. When on my high heels, I'm 6'12".
On his high heels, he's 6'12". So then he won't be. So he's even heavier for Jean. Jean's the horse. Yeah, Greek guy. Rolling on the floor. I know, we're so silly. Or Lori gets our humor. See, this is when I love the Greek guy, when he's in a good mood. When he's in a bad mood, I was like, oh shit. I'm afraid to walk in the door. I can't even, if I say one thing about the lights that he set up, trust, he is pissed. He goes like this. The light has to be there. No, the light has to be there.
Well, since we are on that note,
yeah,
and because it's the end of the...
Oh yeah, we have to switch the lights. The light. You see guys, I'm not very tall. I look bigger on camera, but in reality I'm like...
Yay.
Oh, it's
and
just
the green over here went bye-bye.
Yeah, but I got a little light on my forehead right there. See that? Right there. All right, now we're just being stupid. We lost like 10 people just doing that stuff. People on the replay are like, I can't with this. All right, you guys, on the replay, do you like our banter or do you want me to do more science stuff, right? Or do you like the balance? Comment below in the section if you like the Greek guy and I's banter. And I get to a point where I'm so exhausted by the end of the day because the day started off like crazy. You guys know I did live stream earlier. I had to go to the store. I had to work on my course page. I had to put all the social media crap up and go to the gym, buy bicycle, and ride here. Now I'm going to ride home in the dark after being at the stables yesterday with my freaking back hurting, trying to train Thunder to not be out, I'm trying to train Thunder to ride with a soft saddle, which is not a leather saddle. It's just a piece of freaking material and no bit in the mouth. And it's hard to control a big ass horse like that. When there's no pain bit in the mouth. Okay, when I think of the Greek food, I'm thinking about a bowl of gyro meat mixed with salad and low carb version of the gyro sauce. Ew. Low carb version. This doesn't sound like real Greek food. Do you guys eat gyro in a bowl?
Basically,
gyro?
Gyro, you can...
Yeah, no, they don't. Us idiots say gyro.
Gyro. Actually, you can get it on a bowl or a plate or on a sandwich, but there is nothing like low carb over there.
There's no low carb. I know, Greek food is not low carb. That's the thing. And he loves his Greek food and coffee and ice cream. What are the signs of thyroid balanced and healthy for a female? What are the signs that your thyroid is balanced and healthy? Okay, so number one, you can exercise and get lean, right? Estrogen dominance, all that stuff balances. Your hair is like growing, no problem. It's full for whatever DNA you have. You can take a poop. You don't get cold all the time. Your skin's not chronically super dry. You got energy, right? You got some energy, feeling good. You're not freaking hormonal, PMSing. It's pretty simple. The most clear signs are you can poop, hair's growing fine, you have energy, and you can drop fat very easily. Typically, when you're like, I do everything, but my body won't budge on the body fat, if it's not the insulin and blood sugar, it's the thyroid gland that's creating the inability to drop the fat. Good thyroid, don't feel cold all the time. Well, I mean, thyroid manifests in different symptoms. Some people are not cold, but the hair is falling out. Sometimes they're cold, but the hair is not falling out, and you still have low T3. The conversion is crappy in the liver, or the binding proteins are holding on to the thyroid hormone so they can't actually get into the cell. You like the banter. Everybody likes the banter. Good. It's good balance, because I get really, really tired of just talking science, especially for over an hour.
Yeah, we should, I think.
We need to wrap it up, people. All right, you guys, don't forget to sign up for a consultation at stephanieperson.com. Poof!
Whoa!
And don't forget to go to my Facebook, which is Stephanie the Business Person, or my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic, or go to this lovely Ancestral Supplements here and get all the friggin' stuff without buying these nasty ass stuff, chelated with chemicals and junk nonsense. Just get it from Ancestral. Go to the website. You can. I've got the promo code, which is Steph Keto, which you see there on the, wait.
Yep.
There. Steph Keto. You have to go through the ancestralsupplements.com Shopify. That's how you get it. You can't do it through Amazon because they lose money, because it's a discount on top of a discount on top of a discount. So thank you, Deborah, for moderating this. So lovely to see you in the chat, even though you weren't able to, I think, a few other times. So thank you so much. Were you making it so small? Why?
Well, there are no more questions.
Did I hit them all? Okay, thank you, everyone. And more stuff to come. My interview with Mike Mutzel, I got to nag him to edit it, and so we can get it out, right?
It's going to be edited tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And what else do we need to make more intros so they're not all the same one at some point. Okay, guys. Bye. Till next time. You say bye, Greek guy?
1 sec. Bye. I have to look at the. Yeah. Bye. Bye.